right now.
All right. Welcome, my friends, to another daily writing motivation stream. I'm your host, Kaufman, 540 consecutive streams and counting, and many, many more. Welcome to the stream. We're going to get a solid writing sprint in. So if you're wanting to get some work in, or maybe you just want to come hang out with some writers, this is the place. Everyone will hop into the stream. We'll queue into it. You guys know me. We'll do a writing sprint. I'll throw up my fantasy playlist, and we will see. By the way, Lena, welcome. You're like, hi, I'm doing a first read through slash edit. Let's throw up a comment. Like, I'm doing a first read through slash edit to figure out what needs to be fixed in my developmental edit, plus writing some scenes I skipped over entirely during the first draft. Well, good for you. That's really awesome. So it's great that you made it through the first draft. And even though you skipped some things, I'm actually really happy that you push yourself to just get the draft done. Because there are so many writers out there who sometimes they'll get stuck at certain like beats or scenes and then they just stop and they don't finish the draft. So I think that's really, really awesome. And it sounds like you're taking it through a developmental edit as well, which is so important, right? So we got to make sure, right, that the story makes sense, the characters are interesting, the plot works, and so on and so forth. So really awesome, Lena. I'm glad to always glad to see new writers here in the community. Calvin, what is up? Calvin in the house just published his book. Definitely go check out Storm Chronicles if you're wanting something that is like Star Trek or science fiction esque. Definitely, Calvin. Congratulations again, my friend. Cat in the house. A little bit of chaos here. Cat, love having you in the stream, my friend. What are you guys working on today? I would love to hear. What are you guys writing? What are you working on? Are you like Lena? Are you doing like some edits and revising, or are you working on a first draft? Are you editing? Are you doing maybe some author branding stuff? Because remember, it's all part of the process. Maybe you might not be writing. Maybe you're like, hey, I got to get the newsletter for the author stuff. It's part of the author journey. Would love to hear it. Drop a comment. Paperbacks and ponytails. Welcome back. Hey, what's up, Katie? Like, I'm going to write a little in my first draft before dinner. Nice. We're going to try to get a little bit of writing in today. Absolutely. Nil, welcome back, my friend. Let's see. Katie, I got that same tip from a friend of mine. If you get stuck, forget a detailed setter. Just keep writing that first draft until it's finished. Yeah, exactly. Because I just see so many writers get stuck and then they just never finish the books. But the beautiful thing is, you are the writer. You can do whatever you want. If you feel like you get stuck, everybody knows, right? If you ever get stuck in your story, there's always a solution that solves any story problem in the history of time. So for anyone out there, if you're not familiar with this story problem, this is a secret technique that will help any writing problem if you ever get stuck. You want to know what it is? I know my community members, I know you guys, some of you guys know this one. If you ever get stuck, put a dragon on it. Dragons fix everything. So if you ever get stuck, put a dragon on it and your story problems will be solved. Oh, I can't help myself. Always been a dragon fan. And let's see. Foggy author. Welcome. You like love a bit of science fiction? Yeah, we definitely got some great science fiction stories in the community. Absolutely. Ooh, Foggy. I love time travel. Time travel is such a fun genre. I I would love to write a compelling time travel story. I would love to write a compelling time travel. I think time travel is interesting because in instead of a magic system for like a fantasy world with a time travel based story, you have to have a very clear system of how time travel works. And if you haven't developed it fully, your readers are going to try to pick it apart, right? And I think there's ways that you can get around certain like loopholes or certain things, whether you're going more detailed time travel or maybe you're going a little vaguer in logistics, but time travel is fun. There's a lot more planning that goes into making sure that time traveling works, depending on how ingrained it is into your story. Hey, what's up, Unwritten? Welcome back, my friend. I'm gonna try to finish this chapter. You and me both. I'm about to introduce the midpoint antagonist for my story, The Last Scarecrow. So I'm so glad to have all you guys here in the chat. Let's get some writing done. You guys know me. I got the writing software all set up. We're going to get a writing sprint in. What am I at? let's see, we got 10, 45. Perfect. So we're going to do a 40-minute sprint. We're going to try to get some in. I feel I'm going to try to be productive, whether you guys want to work on your own stuff or follow along. Scarecrow, my hero, is trapped in the Coliseum of the Last with some of his other fellow companions as he is about to be introduced to our midpoint antagonist, the Tiger King. All right, and we are going to see what is up. I'll come join you during the chat or I'll come chat with you during the break or during the sprint if you have questions. And yeah, we'll come back after the sprint and see how we feel. But let's try to get some riding in. Let's try to get some progress as we're on Thursday, almost done with the work week for those of you who are Monday through Friday. And let's see what we see. All right. So I am already on my end. I got 40 minutes on the clock. Whether you are brainstorming, writing, editing, revising, branding, or you're just coming to hang out, come join us because it's time to write now. And that is a wrap. Hopefully you were able to get some writing in on your end. I know I got some solid progress. I am right up to the introduction of my the Tiger King. I'm actually I think I'm relatively good with how that rest of this chapter is going to go. I feel like I'm picking up the pace. Because I actually did really like how the Edward and the Tiger King in the original draft. So we're going to see how this goes. Nice paperbacks, got a little bit of progress. Me too. I was like, I feel like we're making some good progress today. I saw some of you guys pop in through the stream, but hopefully we were able to do good. I got to wrap up the stream. So hopefully you were able to make some solid writing in on your end. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily writing sprint stream. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow, a little later, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'll be here. Come join us as we will hopefully push ourselves into making some more progress with our writing as we kick off the end of the week. Glad to see you guys join us. Thank you so much. But unfortunately, that brings us to the end of the stream. Don't forget, words are wind, but stories are forever. I'm Kaufman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers.
Right now.
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 Because it's time